Alright, y'all. Back with the Virgo reading. A little bias off the top. I'm just playing. I ain't biased. Not to all Virgos. But sometimes I just like to have a deep dive before I do the Virgo readings. You know how like they say one sign can make you hate a whole fucking zodiac? But I'm not unevolved like that. Called me a couple years ago, I probably would be. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you, I probably would. That's why the cards did. They're like, yup, bitch, you would. Anywho, but now let's get back into y'all. You know, I just had to get it out there because sometimes I just blow before I get to y'all. I really do. Anywho, let's get into the Virgo reading for y'all. The song that kept popping up in my head was by Bruno Mars. Today I don't feel like doing anything. The lazy song. I just wanna lay in my bed. Don't feel like picking up the phone. That's probably what some of y'all need to do. Today I don't feel like doing anything. I just wanna lay in my bed. Alright, okay. That's what probably some of y'all need to do, though. Don't feel like picking up my phone. Y'all probably do, though, because you know Virgos got that servitude type attitude. Yeah. Y'all be feeling guilty about taking a day off. Not me. Not me, though. Let me tell you that. So I just want to set it off the top. Ten of Pentacles. First card out. So let's see. Ten of Pentacles though. Let's see what else come out. Let me stop playing. Let me hear it. You got the World reversed. The Tower reversed. Alright. I got all of them on the money. No, we just need 4 more cards. Yeah. That's it. Yep, I see it then. How many that is? Because did he give us? Did he give us? Did he give us? Oh, no, I see it there though. Overall card y'all got is the Empress here. That's why I said some of y'all probably saying that probably need to self-care, probably going to that space. Today I don't feel like doing anything. That's why I said that's probably why the Empress, like your overall mood. Some of y'all probably need to go into a mode of self-care, like not being in a servitude type attitude, because you got the Three of Wands with the Eight of Pentacles being reversed. Some of y'all returning back to certain things that you necessarily don't like, don't need, don't want, especially with the moon being here as well. Like, or probably y'all don't pay attention enough. If you tired, you won't even pay attention to like certain things that necessarily need to be let go of your life, because you got the moon and the Eight of Cups being reversed. So that's why I said some of y'all may be so focused on trying to help or do other things in your life instead of taking time to practice and focus on you. That's why I said that though, especially with that moon. It's kind of like it's a huge gap between you and emotionally connecting with yourself. All right, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Is this a support system that you have? I really want to know. Do you have a strong support system around you? But you got Ten of Pentacles, though, with the King of Swords and the Two of Wands being reversed. So with that, you hear me say, King of Swords, you hear me say this is cutting something out in an irrational type way, but it's like not knowing how, but it's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna get it done. But with the Two of Wands being reversed, it's kind of like somebody is kind of second guessing their own decision that needs to be made at this type of moment. Because you see she looking at a telescope to see like how this gonna work out. But it's kind of like somebody's like, nope, I gotta go with my gut. With the strength though, that's why I say you may begin to support backing from other people, or maybe relying on other people too much. And earth signs by nature, y'all do this, and I say this all the time, like sometimes by y'all being close to the earth or being stuck and stubborn in your own ways, y'all can kind of help people with the expense of thinking people supposed to help you back. And that's not how like good deeds work. So I think that's probably why somebody going in the King of Swords position and kind of second guessing their decision and kind of like, okay, well, I really got to cut this out of my life. Because you got the World here. right? And it's maybe where you may be at a standstill, where it's kind of like the group or situation or setting, whatever you connecting with on this earthly plane, it just feels like it's not necessarily moving in a fast type matter. Because you got Knight of Swords and you got the Eight of Wands. That's why I said it's kind of like somebody's moving forward, but it's kind of like you may be stretching that elasticity. It could be the people and situations around you, trying to get them to move forward with you, and not necessarily, it couldn't be the people with you, but it could see how, like, you see how more and more and more, like, she keeps moving forward. Like, you hear me say, the decision that needs to be with cutting certain things, that's kind of like it's dissipating. Like, you see how, like, all those fade away until it gets into the position that they need to be. That's why I said some people, you may be if you may be stretching them thin or stretching yourself thin till you finally get to the long haul, because you got the sun being in reverse. That's why I said what goes on in the dark comes to the light. So, if you're not necessarily happy about, like, the people or situations or certain things that's around you, how it's not necessarily growing or keep bearing the same fruits, maybe it's time to plant a new tree. Alright, you got the Tower being in reverse, though. That's kind of like stuck, avoiding, evasive. It could be emotionally evasive, like not wanting to commit, or not commit, but communicate. Yeah. Communicate, because you got the World and you got the Wheel of Fortune with the Seven of Wands, though. It's kind of like, you hear me say, somebody trying to keep the best of both worlds. Can I just say that, though? Because with the Wheel of Fortune, it speaks of new cycles. So, but you got the Tower being reversed, so it's kind of like you trying to keep from something ending, which is weird. And it puts you in the Five of Wands, though. So it's kind of like something that may have been fighting for a long time, which is weird. Going through different type of loopholes to get what it is that you need. Like, okay, this is going to work. This is going to work. Have y'all watched Umbrella Academy? You know how kind of like the little boy, he kept trying to he kept trying to create different portals. And then finally was like, okay, this is going to work. Out of the 10, you getting 5. And the 5 may need some minor adjustments. That's basically what I'm kind of getting. It's possibly 2, though. If it's a relationship, though. Because it numbers down to 2. Let me just say that, though. That's what kind of gets me, though. On the opposite side, it just gets me like, yeah, yep, 2. If it's a relationship, though. But then you got the 3, though. But it's like, if you bring out the number 3, it's going to be the negative aspect. So research that for numerology type purposes, please. Okay. But it still gives me 2, like, partnerships and shit. Yep. All right. So let's go. You got the Awakening here with the Page of Wands, though. Some of y'all, you hear me say, with the Awakening being here and it being reversed, some of y'all, like, the light that is being shed is not being, like, let's say, for instance, you know how certain people ask for certain signs and shit like that from God, divine, whoever it is, whatever you pray to. I don't know. You may just been constant putting certain things out, like little fillers to see if it's going to work. With the light being there, you hear me say, with the moon being up, the moon doesn't necessarily mean that shit is not going on when it's not happy or whatever the case may be. I mean, shit is not happening. I mean, it still is. It's just that somebody's not paying attention. So I feel like the environment that a person is in, it's not flourishing, or it's not it's like resurrecting. That's what it just gives me, though, like resurrection. Like it does, though, like somebody's holding on, but at the same time, somebody want to let something go. But it's resurrecting something, like, okay, well, I'm going to make this work for good. Trying to keep the new cycles of the newness coming in. Because you got 10 of Cups, you got the Hanged Muse, and you got the 10 of Swords being reversed. That's why I said it's like some of y'all keep resurrecting and ending or relationship or connecting to something, because Pages of Wands speaks of like this newness to be able to do certain things, especially in happiness, because you got 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups. So that's the foundations that you set with others as well as yourself. But with the Hanged Muse being reversed and the moon being upright and the 10 of Swords being reversed, it's kind of like somebody doesn't want to take like that jump, that leap of faith. So that's why the lazy song is possibly coming up, because some of y'all just seem like y'all doing too much before the spread even get all the way out. You got 6 of Cups reversed, 2 of Swords, and the 4 of Pentacles. Some of y'all stuck between the past and the future. Because with the 6 of Cups being reversed and the two of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. It's kind of like y'all stuck between the past. Like, you want to let it go, but at the same time, you kind of like, do I need to let it go? Like, it just gives me like, you hear me say this all the time, like somebody took some acid trip and just going back towards the past and just like, well, I remember I could have did this. It's like, nigga, no. Like, let it go. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm saying, like, for real. That's why the lazy song has come on. Like, when it's certain things that I can't change, and I know I done stressed out about it, you will be amazed at how I do not give a fuck. It will piss somebody off who is like, cares a lot. They be like, bitch, you just don't care. I be like, why? Like, it's like, it's sad. I trained myself to be that way. I can help you too. No, I can't though. Not that way. That shit was low-key toxic though. It's not about me though. Let's just stick to y'all reading. Anywho, but I say y'all got the Two of Swords though. It's kind of like you're tethered to something. It's kind of like somebody trying to weigh the pros and cons of a situation though. And necessarily with this, because you got Seven of Cups here, with that being there, it's kind of like somebody's emotionally burnt out or whatever the case may be. Like this here, I don't like this though. Because the Seven of Cups, you hear me say, it speaks of emotional illusions. It's kind of like what you need to see up in your face. So it could be the people around you. Like you hear me say, the need to feel valued or just constant, like this validation from certain people, only to recognize when the smoke and mirrors is gone. It's kind of like, oh shit, like I really got to let this shit go. Like that's what it kind of gets me though with the Three of Pentacles, because it speaks of like learned behavior. And sometimes people necessarily, when they want change, they don't want to let go of everything that they need to change about them, because 4 minus 3 equals 1. So it's kind of like your part in the endeavor or your sense of happiness or whatever it is that's going on at this type of moment. It's kind of like that, because it goes to bam, the Ace of Cups, that being there, and then it goes to the Lovers and the Queen of Swords. Yes, the Lovers and the Queen of Swords. Can y'all see that though? Hold on, let me. I'm gonna get my tripod real soon. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So, you know, we just need to get my numbers up. You need to come. Y'all need to help me come up with a scheme for the bullshit so I can run these numbers up on YouTube. Or whatever the case may be. Nah, we can do it the real integral way. Cries, whines, don't want to. Anywho, but you got Ace of Cups, the Lovers, and the Queen of Swords. So it's kind of like somebody's holding on to something. It could be, you hear me say, things that make you happy, or old love or something of the past or whatever the case may be. But it's kind of like the people around you, if you're going through some sort of change, it's kind of like they mirror you. The resistance that you may be getting from a person or a situation or a group or a collective with things, your happiness, it's like that's the resistance that's going on with you internally. Oh, I like that. Not saying I like that, like that situation, but I'm like, I like how they came out. Because you got Three of Cups, Queen of Swords. You got Queen of Swords, Three of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Ooh. Yeah. That's why I said, I think it is, though, just the resistance, though. Like, going back to that for an independent type nature, though. With this Three of Cups and this Queen. Wait a minute. Y'all, we're going to get into that, though. Hereford, being, that's the Hereford. I'm sorry, my fingers was over it. But this Queen of Swords and this Three of Cups and this Three of Wands, though, it's kind of like, you hear me say, if you dealing with some sort of resistance in your life for certain people or situations, it's kind of like it's kind of like the resistance you have towards change is the same as other people and other things in your life. It's kind of mirroring you. So I think for you, it's like a sense of support or relying on certain people. It's kind of like in this moment, you kind of like gotta praise your ups and be able to make the decisions that you need to make for you. But with the Hierophant being upright, it's kind of like somebody's so stuck in with being the same way. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like the routine, the structure of how certain things came, like over life. It's kind of like, it just gives me robotic. Let me just say this. It's kind of like somebody like robotic is here. Like, say for you get up in the morning, you got your alarm set, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. It's like nothing that's different. I'm sorry. Like, it's like, I ain't saying that you don't do shit different, but it just feels routine. Let me just say that. Cups, Pentacles, Swords. Cups, I'm saying that's what it is. It's like cup, wands. Cup, wands. Pentacles, swords. Like, that's what it is. It's kind of like, ooh. It just gives me that, though. It really does, though. I tell y'all, love readings is coming for the end of the month. Let me put that there. Ten of Wands. I knew it was gonna come out. Ten of Wands though. Let's see. Ten of Inspirations. Though I said some of y'all like. It just gets me to, I'm telling you, like, with this going backwards and going forward, it's like you and Gemini kind of got the same reading, though. Really. Y'all got like some Gemini moon, whatever, because to be somebody talking to a Gemini, anywho, but y'all reading is kind of like the same. It just gives me, though, like you hear me say, this is the emotional resistance with the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles being reversed. You got the Eight of Cups, you got the Queen of Pentacles and the Moon. It's kind of like somebody has like some fears and worries about taking some sense of newness towards life. Again, it's kind of like this emotionally honest, introspective of certain things, what you want. It just gives me very robotic. I'm telling you. Queen of Pentacles and the Moon, though. What's on the bottom of the deck? What's it is? Sorry. It's the devil. That's why I say it's kind of like independent. Like you hear me say, this is a year of individuality. I know some people may be in marriages or whatever the case may be. You like, how? I'm a wife. I got kids. I got this. Girl, you get what I'm saying? It's like you still can figure out what it is that you choose to do, like before when it comes to your happiness, or like developing a sense of time for you, whether that's nails, whether that's toes, whether you just want to sit in the tub for a fucking hour, sit outside for a long time. Because I saw y'all sunbathe one time. That's really not my shit. I don't even know why the fuck I did that though, but it was hot as hell though. I didn't sunbathe before, but I did it, I don't know, necessarily, because I heard somebody else say they did, and I was like, okay. But it was extremely hot though. But it was worth the risk. So you get what I'm saying? That's why I was like, y'all haven't had a fool card come out yet, but it's Queen of Pentacles. They got a lot of fears, worries, and a lot of regret. Ooh, a lot of regret. It's a lot of regret, emotional strife, stagnancy. That's what kind of gets me though. Like somebody got a lot of emotional strife and stagnancy. It could be with a person or something in your life, or the idea of family and connecting though. That'll do it to you. I tell you that. That will. Anywho, you got the Knight of Pentacles, you got the Four of Wands, and you got the Nine of Swords. This could be family drama, though. I'll tell you that, though. It could be family drama. You hear me say younger kids, teenage. I ain't gonna say teenage, because this mid-20. This like 21 and up. 25, 21 and up, though. Especially with the Four of Wands. Four of Wands speaks over in reverse, like not knowing how to get along. Somebody that's not there. It's like some things that's going through that needs to be remade. Remade. Redo. And then with the Nine of Swords, it's kind of like the stress and the guilt that comes about it, though. When somebody's trying to make a decision that helps them sleep comfortably at night. Wow. They really do that. Yeah, remake your home. I don't know who that's for. Remodel your home. Do something. Do a passion project. Nope. You got the, I ain't saying nope to you. You got the Devil in reverse, and you also have like the King of Pentacles being reversed as well. That's why I say it's kind of like some of y'all just feel so routine and so robotic that doing anything like different in your life that release you from a sense of burdensome. I knew the food was gonna come out. It's reverse. Some of y'all so used to doing the same thing over and over in your life that being free from certain things that tether you or drain you, like you hear me say that lazy song or whatever the case may be. It's just robotic. It just feeds you. It's like somebody's so robotic. Like somebody ain't seen like a whole side of the world. You get what I'm saying? Not like the world, like traveling expense. It's just like life from a different lens. Because the Fool is reverse. And you got the Star though. That's what I said. Yeah. And the Knight of Cups. Let's see. A whole new world. Boom, boom. Knight of Wands being reversed. Oh. And the High Priestess. Wait a minute, I'm finna read them. Hey, close my door all the way. Three of Wands again. Damn. Just need to close my door. Anywho, with the Devil being reversed and the King of Pentacles and the Fool being reversed and the Stars, kind of like independently, I don't know if you dealing with petty type people or you just being petty within yourself. I don't know, but it's kind of like somebody has like a folly type nature or control type issues. That's what it kind of gets me though. Like if somebody feels like they know enough, that's all that it is. With the Star being here at the Knight of Cups or whatever the case may be, the Knight of Wands, it's kind of like it just gives me sinister though. Like it really does though. Like with you being able to do whatever it is that you need to do, it's kind of like somebody got some high morale type compass. Like you get what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know how them people that just be like, oh, I would never do that. Like she came out the house, I would never do that. So it's kind of like that there. That's like limiting somebody, like in a sense of like creativity or just being able to thrust forward. It's kind of like putting them in an egotistical type space of arrogancy to where when it comes to them, with the High Priestess and the Three of Wands, they return back to the same things. They return back to a state of fear, right up under here, worries, anxiety, like all those different types of things, like unwarranted type of stress. Like they go backwards instead of forwards. All right. You got the Chariot, you got the Justice and the Temperance. Boom, you got 3 cards that's saying take the leap. I don't know what to take the leap is for. You hear me say being able to move forward. Or I'm talking about on you. We ain't doing a relationship reading. So however divine talking to you through this message, I didn't say it. So that's all I gotta say. But the High Priestess being here too, that's kind of like that's unsurety at the same time, but it's needing to uncover a sense of truth. But with the Fool being in reverse and there's too many cards that needs a sense of comforting and routine, it could come from a place of unsurety with insecurities. Boom. Because you got the Chariot here. You hear me say being able to move forward at a fast speed, right? You got the Justice here too that brings some sort of balance. And you have the Temperance here as well. As you hear me say, one hand washes the other. It really does though. But you got the 6 of Wands and the 5 of Swords. It's like unseen at this type of moment. Ugh. Like the reason why I say ugh, because it's the I know what it is. It's the 10 of Pentacles. Jesus Christ. It's the 10 of Pentacles. It's the foundations of people that you have made with and got so accustomed to being reliant. So they may feed you in a way of to where it doesn't. It's like you're not starved. Like you're not starved, but you're not emotionally fulfilled. Let me just say that though. So it may be the connection that you have made with money or family or friends and connecting with them. That's what limits you. It's kind of like they give you just enough. So going outside of it, it's like a limited view perspective of taking some sort of risk or just living in the moment one time. So it's kind of like somebody has like this overly high morale type compass that limits them in being able to say, okay, because they can't see. And then if you do take certain things or whatever the case may be, this for the latter for some of y'all some troublemakers. Let me just say that though. With the 6 of Wands though. But I said going back to that 6 of Wands and that 5 of Swords though. Some of y'all I just don't like this 10 of Pentacles. Let me just say that though. I don't like the 10 of Pentacles. I don't. But it ain't got nothing to do with me though. Anywho, y'all got Page of Pentacles and you got the 5 of Cups though. That's why I said it's kind of like whatever you're going through at this moment, if you're going through a hard time. The reason why I say I don't like the 10 of Pentacles, because it's people that you hear me say that you can't emotionally connect with. You just can't emotionally connect with them. Or you don't understand, or it's kind of like they limit you or they entice a sense of fears. But at the same time, it's kind of like you like them. 7 of Pentacles, that's why I said they limit you. They really do. Or you limit yourself, you hear me say, by putting yourself in environments or situations. So that's why it's kind of seeming like you hear me say it feels robotic. Like I'm saying, it just feels robotic. It really do. Like it feels so robotic. I'm sorry. Okay, but you got Nine of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the King of Wands being upright. I like that. Because Page of Pentacles, you hear me say, that talks about that newness, that freshness, those fresh eyes to like, that childlike ability. But it got the Five of Cups. So some of y'all heart may be just as cold as ice. Or you may be emotionally iced out. Like, look at that. She in water. But the water's ice. It's dope. So y'all may be emotionally iced out from certain people. And that's making somebody feel vulnerable. And like choosing to take this sense of action. But like I said, you got Nine of Pentacles up right though. That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said with the Ace of Swords. Some of y'all iced out. Y'all, somebody iced you out, or you icing somebody else out. That's all I gotta say though. With the Ace of Swords and the King of Wands, that's why I said it's kind of like something that once caused you pain. That maybe we're flaring up with the Nine of Swords. I mean, with the Three of Swords. Something that once caused you pain or something. That's why somebody acting irrational, getting ready to cut some people off or out. You got the Nine of Pentacles though. That's Seven of Pentacles. That Five of Pentacles. That's why I said it just gives me more of the idea of somebody who can do bad all by themselves, especially if it's kind of like friends or people around you. That's what it kind of gives me though. I ain't talking about for nobody in a relationship. But I'm saying it just gives me like the idea of somebody who can do bad all by themselves. If you rely on certain people, like you hear me say how you see rappers who have hype men and they like, yeah. It's like, what the fuck? And they always like, it's kind of like they rely on them a lot. And it's kind of like, go make your own decision. Yep, because you got King of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. That's that new beginning, that newness. I mean, King of Cups. You got the King of Cups being reversed. It's kind of like emotionally choosing you. Somebody has a hard time. Five of Pentacles. Whew. On the bottom of the deck, though, you hear me say you got Page of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. Somebody's recuperating, learning how to speak and especially communicate, though. Especially truths that need to be said or whatever the case may be, or harsh truths or truths that has not been done. Or it's kind of like somebody's in a recovery type period, especially with this Five of Pentacles, though. It's like enlightening the sense of path, because Five of Pentacles speaks of shame, humiliation, and guilt. Like, look at that person in like a feeble position. Wait a minute, let me line it up. It's kind of like they're in a feeble type position, but it's kind of like somebody else is watching. So it could be you watching yourself when it comes to you emotionally. That's why you kind of like emotionally numb, or trying to be. Give out the illusion. That's why I said somebody's not all the way emotionally numb, because it's Ten of Pentacles. But that's why some of y'all cutting some people off and out your life, which is good. It's cleanup season anyway. It's just being emotionally honest. And some of y'all don't want to go within or be emotional accountability. Have emotional accountability for the thing that has transpired in your life. And it's just speaking over it and about it. Because up under you got Two of Cups. That's why I said certain things, certain people, certain things in your life limit the connection to you and your happiness. Whew. Girl, that was a lot. There was a lot though. And I said, some of y'all, I told you this Ten of Pentacles, I knew I didn't like it when the cards had fell out up under it. Because you shouldn't ever be in a position with friends necessarily, or a job that leads you to put you in a position of fear. You get what I'm saying? It's where it's kind of like, I don't know, is this the right thing? Should I do this for me? What do you mean? Like, you get what I'm saying? So, I don't know. That's why I ain't speaking on about a relationship. Okay? Well, you'll do that at the end of the month, though. But it just feels robotic, though. Like, some of y'all so accustomed to being in a sense of a routine. Boom. Bring love into the situation. I could do anything. Have faith in your dreams. Shit. Wait a minute. Don't let your past hold you back. For some of y'all, you hear me say this into this, please go look up your chart and find out what's in your south node or whatever the case may be. I don't know who is that message for. If you into like astrology or whatever the case may be, look up your south node. That talks about karmic type situations, things that you will endure in your life. Baby, let me tell you something. I read my chart, I think back in 2015, 16, like that. And for me, all I needed was one time. And I never went over it again. I was like, hell no. But the shit that was in that motherfucker, the shit I was going through at the moment, I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's what it was like. It was like, what the fuck? Or you could just go see somebody who's clairvoyant, intuitive, or some type of voodoo priest or whatever the case may be that can read you down. And you be like, God damn, don't tell me the truth. Just tell me just a little bit. But they gonna give it to you straight. So make sure you're prepared though. Yeah, because I said that though, a lot of people you hear me say don't really be necessarily understanding about their karmic type past that they did in their past lives and all those different types of things. A lot of people necessarily don't understand it or whatever the case may be. Like how they go through a reincarnation type process and how they connect with certain lovers and stuff like that, and how they are attracted to certain people that they meet or friends, and how they limit themselves in like nature and stuff like that. Yes, a lot of people don't recognize that, and that's why they live the life they do now. They do though, I'm telling you. Anywho, I don't know who is that for, but let's go. Okay, new moon in Aquarius or whatever the case may be. You got bring love into the situation. I tell you, new moons is all about what you're trying to bring in. Full moons is what you're trying to release. These, I forgot what that's called. It's kind of like, it's a Islamic type moon. At the same time, it's not full. It's like at the same time where it's like almost, it could seem full. It could seem like it's coming in or just halfway full to where it's dissipating. But those are things you hear me say that needs to be changed. Have faith in your dream. That's the waxing crescent moon. That's where it's kind of sitting, where you hear me say both of them is coming in. So that's kind of like the making of certain things. South node, I told you, that's got shit to do with your karmic. North node is what you try to bring in. I had it reversed last time. Blue moon is to believe in the impossible. So if y'all into colors, y'all can do all that type of stuff. Because I like Googling it, so they can help some people out when they trying to understand tarot or just reading in their life and messages or whatever the case may be, what necessarily stands out for you. Alright, okay, let's go. I could do anything. Shit. We'll take all these. Anywho. On the bottom of the day, you got 9 of Cups, you got Judgment, you got 7 of Wands, and you got the 10 of Cups. I tell you, I don't like the Judgment being here, though, because Judgment is kind of like, not necessarily, it could be resurrecting, but it could be people, you hear me say, bringing up a sense of old gossip. People are very indecisive, people who push your boundaries. So that's people who kind of like maliciously talk about people, whatever the case may be, because they're kind of unhappy. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because the 10 of Cups is being reversed. You got the 9 of Cups, though. So I could see, you hear me say, dealing with the 10 or being around certain people who do this, or just limiting yourself, because this is a mess. I tell you, I don't like people who do this. I really don't. But, I can see why somebody's in a position to where they kind of wishing and hoping, but you hear me say 9 speaks of, you hear me say, the spiritual awakening, enlightenment, change, that's restoration, that's going inside, that's hermit type energy, that's Virgo type energy, like the vault, the wisdom of situations that's being restored or whatever the case may be. I tell you, resurrecting sometimes, especially talking about that south node, it could be old things, old people, you hear me say, entities that be attached to certain people, for people who do mess around with magic. So it could be dealing with like certain entities or certain things that's tethered to you that could be living out your life for you. I'm telling you, anybody who had an experience with earthbound spirits, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, yes. Okay, anywho. Let's go. Because this message is turning weirder and weirder. Okay, bring love into the situation. You got new moon into Aquarius. You got Page of Swords, and you also have the Ten of Wands. Bring love into the situation. That's talking about communication. Communicate about a sense of teamwork, help, partnerships, dealings. That's marriages. That's like the idea overall of happiness. But it's also learning and knowing what to say and what not to say. When the Page of Swords is reversed, it's not so trusting. It's trying to search for information. So it could be kind of like a spy. It could be insecure. It could say things that doesn't need to be said, that don't need to be revealed. So when you bring when you bring love into the situation, you also need to communicate that you need it and know how to give it, as well as others, to where you won't be in that servitude attitude. Okay, you got have faith in your dreams. But you got the Ace of Cups and the Tower, though. Some of y'all don't believe in certain things because you got the Ace of Cups reversed, because it's kind of like you are waiting on the sense of approval from other people, or this sense of support that may not never come from people who don't support you. And that's like the lesson within itself, because if it's love that you want and you trying to get it, for some people that's trying to manifest, it's kind of like it's going to change some things in your life, or just get into a new sense of chapter or self-love. It's going to change, and some of y'all may be fearing that sense of change. Don't let your past hold you back, though, because you got Knight of Cups and the Scorpion. You got two Scorpionic type cards, though. You really do. Don't let your past hold you back. So this could be, you hear me say, I say, ugh. No, I said some of y'all, this nigga I know, he be in the black magic. I don't like him. Let me just say that for the record. I don't like him. But anywho, the Knight of Cups, you hear me say, especially when it comes to your past or whatever the case may be, it could be old things. You hear me say, past lives. As we speak of the past life or whatever the case may be, that could be leading your life for you. And the reason why I say that, though, with the Five of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, Knight of Pentacles also speaks of black magic or whatever the case may be, not knowing how to deal with uncertainties or whatever the case may be, because the Knight in the Scorpionic, the Knight of Cups and the Death of Cups speaks of kind of like, here you go, like always trying to be understanding and accepting or whatever the case may be. But when you got the Five of Wands and the Knight, you hear me say that's kind of like somebody who's too impatient to wait, but too stubborn to make a move. Five of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, that's kind of like the obstacle of being able to move forward. So it kind of gives me here like if somebody was in their past life or whatever the case may be, when it comes to connecting or relationships or dealing with a sense of insecurity, to where somebody has a high moral compass, somebody was a little lustrous in their pants. Like you hear me joke about all the time, I say I was a prostitute in my past life. Oh well, I was. But with the Five of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, this is somebody that's very immature about it. Like possibly was young, didn't learn from a sense of their mistakes, and needing to know how to be able to move forward, to cut certain things out. So that's why I say it's kind of like somebody got to go deep, deep, deep into the spirit realm and kind of like talk to some spirits. That's all I got to say. It is a time for healing, though, because you got Seven of Swords and the Four of Swords, though. Seven of Swords, you hear me say, that's kind of like somebody who is not emotional honest, and it's kind of like people who do like sneaky type shit with the intent to kind of hurt other people, especially with the Four of Swords being reversed. And it's kind of like that's what's being embedded in the mind. So if it's kind of like this challenging time to where you let your fears work against you, or a person letting their fears works against them, it's kind of like maybe we should work on healing this. Maybe we should work on healing this. And then we'll be able to move forward. Okay. Last but not least, it could be what somebody done to you, or what you done to somebody, or however it go, or just experiencing. You hear me say, because we have people who are victims of circumstances, all those different types of things. But it's healing that. Okay. Believe in the impossible. How? You got the Emperor being reversed and the Seven of Cups. I think it's just self-explanatory, because you hear me say I talk about the Emperor energy being all the time. That's kind of like an abuse of power in most cases or whatever, or somebody who overplay their hand. You hear me say that, though, like that when people say, oh, I got about 4 books in the possible and just have 2, that type of energy. The thing that I don't like about it, how people just act like when it comes to this manifestation bullshit or whatever the case may be. Oh, if I just believe positive and I just do this and I just do this, I could see if your actions reflected the emotional concept and the mental concept, then I could believe it. But a lot of people don't know how to go into that alchemy type state. A lot of people don't know how to go into that alchemy type state to where they know how to enmesh all of them to where they say, well, I want to believe, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. It's kind of like they either got two, one, or nothing at all. And they just constantly telling themselves over and over and over again like a mantra. But it's like their actions and the life they live don't lead up to it. So it seems like when you're calling certain things in, you kind of don't get it. So that's why I'm saying, yeah. So other than that, though, that's it. Virgos, I think I'm done with y'all for the night. Then tomorrow I got Sagittarius, Taurus, and Pisces. And I'm going to upload them tomorrow. But then I'll be done or whatever the case might be. And then I'm going to be on my blog site. I posted a little thing over there. For people who don't know, I told them I was doing readings. I posted a little link. I said I was going to do them on my computer, but I don't like them, though. And my mama, she moved my digital camera. So I don't know. So I could have been able to just upload them all at once. That would have been a blessing. Or whatever the case might be. But yeah, other than that, though, that's why I said some of y'all... If you don't remember shit that I said in the reading, some of y'all robotic as hell. And y'all need a little life in your life. Some of y'all need to just get a clear. You get what I'm saying? Just a clear. And yeah, so that's just it. That's it though. Alright? So on that note, I'm done for the night. And I'm gonna let you guys go.